Okay, this is my story time of the time when I was hit by two cars. Okay, well, pretty much it started off like any other day where my brother was working at a Family Dollar that was like down the street from our house, and every morning when it was school time, he would walk me to the bus stop before he went to work. And I would always say, I love you, see you later. But on this particular day, when he said, I love you, see you later, I just said bye and didn't really think nothing of it. So pretty much the whole day was going smooth and pretty much how any of my days normally would go. Except this time, it was the first day of spring break. It was April 4th, 2007. I was 15 years old. My birthday was coming the next month, and I was going to be 16. So I was walking with two of my, well, they're not my friends now, but at the time, they was my friends. And we were supposed to go to Wendy's, which was across the street from the bus stop. It didn't happen like that. So what ended up happening was it was us three crossing the street, and it was these two cars that was drag racing. And the first car like somehow came in like the middle of the three of us and somehow got me. Okay, so when that car hit me, I went like smack dab up into the street lights. Came back down, hit my face on the parking meter. Then the second car, I don't know how that whole thing came about for me to even get in contact with the second car. But the second car came and it hit me across the street from a church. Now, the first person that hit me, they just hit me and just kept going. But the second person that hit me, when they hit me, they stopped, prayed over me, then had the nerve to actually get in their car and drive off. Like they left the scene. And at this time, I didn't know how severe my injuries was because all I remember is when I got hit, I saw the light. Now, I've been saying the same thing for years now, and when I say this, people don't believe me, but I'm like, I saw the light, and it like I was pushed back from the light. Now, my mother always say that that was my grandmother pushing me back because it wasn't my time. But I remember that, well, the girl that was my friend at the time, she called, she called my family and she was so distraught she could barely talk. So it was like a random guy took her phone and asked my mother if she had a daughter named Ashley. Mother was like, "Yes, I do." She was, but the man was like, "Well, your daughter just got hit by two cars." So my mother like was like so hurt, so shocked. She just threw the phone down and the phone just broke in two. She actually beat the ambulance to the hospital, which was crazy. It's almost like she just flew to the hospital or transported or teleported to the hospital. So Around this time, before I even get to the hospital, they had me in the ambulance and they trying to figure out. It was like so much blood. They was trying to figure out where the blood came from. So as they cutting off my clothes, trying to see where this blood, where all this blood is coming from, they make the shocking discovery that my front tooth, this one, like came out. So that's where all the blood was coming from. I get to the hospital. They brought me to Johns Hopkins Hospital, and I remember my sister telling me that they had me just like laying there, just naked on the table, and she said it didn't look like me because I was just like completely passed out and just scratched up. And I remember at one point in time actually waking up and hearing the doctors saying they wasn't going to do my surgery that day. So they put a temporary cast on my leg. Okay, so then it was the morning, the next morning came, it was the morning of my surgery. But before all of that, I'm just going to go and say me getting hit by those two cars, it resulted in my front tooth coming out, me having a hematoma, me having a smushed and bruised kidney. My right leg was broke. My left arm was broke. I have a 2-inch rod in my leg. So I'm at the hospital. They did the surgery. Everything was everything turned out good, and I was just in a process of healing. And as well, I remember when I did get hit by the cars, I weighed about 280. And my time being in the hospital, I was so depressed. I wouldn't eat. Every time my family members came to visit me, I was happy. But then when I realized that they had to leave, oh, I had the blues. I was really going through it. So I went from 280 to 160 because I wouldn't eat. I was so depressed. And they told me, they was like, if you don't eat, if you don't get your weight up, you can't leave. So in the midst of all that, I had to learn how to go up the steps with two crutches. I had a walker, I had a wheelchair, and I remember it was people because I couldn't use my left arm, I couldn't wash myself up. So it was people, well, the nurses had to like wash me up, and I knew right then and there I didn't like that kind of stuff. So I knew that I had to get well and get well fast so I could be able to do that myself. So I had to learn how to wash myself up all over again, brush my teeth. I put my hair in something simple like a ponytail. Had to learn how to put deodorant on all over again. I had to learn how to just do everything. So when I finally did get home, get to come home, which was May 14th, I did not want to spend my birthday there, which was May 18th. So it was just, I was happy that I actually came home 4 days before my birthday. And a lot of people, when I tell them what happened to me, a lot of people are shocked and surprised because I don't look like someone that was hit by two cars. And you can't really see no injuries or see anything that looks weird or appears to be different because you can't really tell. Through the grace of God, I'm here. I survived. I'm well. I get a chance to tell people my story because I know it's one a person get hit by one car and they die. I got hit by two. God was with me. And yeah, I'm just glad I can just share my story with you guys.